Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Boom, guys, we're back from Monday. We're not here Wednesday or Thursday, so we're back in here in the mix with the guys to comp your properties, evaluate your properties, help you with offers, and answer questions or whatever. So appreciate the guys joining us today from by way of Tampa, by way of Memphis, and I'm in the Birmingham, if you didn't know. And we're here to do our thing. So what's going on, fellas?
What's up? You got to plug the name though, man. Come on, Ty.
No Real Chevy. I'm sorry, Torian and No Real Chevy. Yeah,
on.
and No Real Chevy. You got to get on your shirt. Yeah, you got to get it on your shirt.
I got it on the shirt. I got you. I'll wear it.
What am I thinking? You know what I'm saying?
I'll wear it. I already got it on the shirt. You know, my wife is on it for everything. So whatever we think about, she just put it in motion, and then we good. So everything. We got assets over liability, say no to liabilities. We got deal of week, keeps the 9 to 5 away. Aggressive income stream, like crushing the shirt game, man. So we're gonna get the merch going for sure.
All right. That's what's happening. All right. So what something I had one say.
Lawrence Green, he's just speaking.
Okay. Yeah, so we were what were we talking? Oh, we're talking about Zom, but yeah, so I don't know why I'm a loss for words here, but
yeah, we were just talking about who haven't really done much of updates to their
the different tools out there. So when I started, Real Quest was the thing, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was ahead of the game. I hadn't even looked at that in years or whatever, but it was the thing. I'm sure they.
I wonder how much that's cost now. Or Real.
Yeah. They were ahead of the curve on everybody else because a lot of these county websites, and I was talking trash about the one here locally, one of the counties here locally, Jefferson County, that they hadn't updated it since I started, and they probably went with the original site that they had probably in the late 90s or whenever they got one. You know what I'm saying? But when I was trying to demo and they didn't change it a little bit or whatever, it's still not that user friendly or whatever. Somebody then came in and sold them. Normally, the way politics work, somebody related to a web designer, and they probably charge them $2-3 million for what they got. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's partly why you get in politics, because now I slide you probably 100 of that under the table.
Right.
Getting that contract. They don't get in politics to help people. Y'all do know that, right? The higher it go, the more scumbag you're dealing with. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Who you think all that, the higher you go in politics, the more scumbag of a person that they are. They may initially get in it to help people.
To do good, yeah.
And somebody gonna pull them to the side and somebody, come on, let me talk to you. This ain't how this work, man. You're like, you ain't gonna last long.
Let me put you on how it really goes down. Yeah.
At some point, somebody pull them up. So you can take y'all ain't asking no questions, so I'm finna just rant here. So you can actually.
Are you talking about where it goes up highest to billionaires and these Lehman Brothers and all?
I'm saying politics. I'm talking like the president.
No, I'm saying politics. A lot of times they are.
Those are lobbyists, and they spend that reason they donate money is that when we call you, we need some stuff done. We don't expect everything, but some stuff we got to do. They don't donate it because they really trying to help.
Oh, for sure.
My business. You know what I'm saying?
You got somebody with a property though.
Okay, well I'll get off that.
I know you was about to get on your soapbox.
Oh yeah. Scumbags. Whew.
This is Toka. I'm not gonna pronounce the last name, but this is in Jacksonville, Florida, 4351 Roanoke Boulevard.
All right.
Yeah,
and Toka never puts in what the property, what the seller is asking for?
Or
Give us some details, Toka.
yeah, do
Some
that.
details. All right, let me zomp this one.
All right. Let me say, what is this saying? 1 to 10 scale. How hard would it be to wholesale an old Kmart?
An old Kmart?
Similar question.
Oh, that's a commercial. That's
Yeah,
a commercial spot,
yeah,
so it wouldn't be.
for somebody that's attempted it. Very difficult. Very difficult.
It's difficult.
The buying pool, it ain't difficult if you can get a deal, but it's difficult the buying pool, right? That's a lot of square footage. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to think about it's a limited number of things that can go there, right?
Mm.
You're talking about a major development in most cases, even if it's in good condition. There's a limited amount of things that can go in 100,000 square feet. You feel me? Now, you'll see a lot of them converted into self-storage, but that's still you still talk about a major development, right? So it's not as simple as you would think it would be. And then at the end of the day, it's about being priced too. Now, if it's priced right, somebody will just buy it just because it's number one. Kmart or any outfit like that, they've identified a ridiculous a really attractive piece of real estate in most cases. Even if it's in the hood, it's still going to probably be one of the better locations in the hood. Now, you get it priced right. Like, okay, so let's say it costs, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out there, $100 a square foot to build that Kmart, right? And you can get it for $20 a square foot. Somebody will just buy it just because they know you can't replace it for. You can't buy the land probably for that, right? That's different. But if they ask and buy what it retail, it just sit on the market for years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let me comp this one out there in Jacksonville.
Well, what would be the quickest way to figure out? Like, if you're just looking at a Kmart, how do you know that the person what they're selling it for that it's a deal?
Well, again, location is everything. Condition of it. Well, let's go back to the beginning. Price. You know, what are they asking, right? Because I can do some easy math. They asking $5 million. It's $100 a square foot. I mean, $100 a square foot. I'm sorry. They're asking $5 million. It's 100,000 square feet. So then they basically are asking. Oh, I need to add you, though. I'm sorry. While I'm sitting up here talking. No, he's ready. Let's go with this first.
Okay, yeah. and Toka says they're asking 125K.
125 million? Or
125K for the property you're about to do.
Yeah, for the property you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can already see this. Ain't hitting on nothing.
All right. I told you I got my Zom game on point.
I see. You already had all of them. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, so this one, square footage 1386, built in 1977. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna take this one out. Square footage a little bit too big, so let's get rid of that one. This one is right on point. Right here. We got 1977, same year built. So we're gonna keep it simple. The year built is great. The bed and bath, the square footage is awesome, right? So this one was sold in okay. We have a lot of outdated sales though. So we're gonna take those sales out. So you want to be looking at, I gotta go pull more data then, because I only have one right now. So let me go back and pull more data. Let me see what I could get with that.
You know you can filter out them sales data up there and more.
Yeah, I did 6 months.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, I did 6 months. So let's remove the border and let's go back again. So I'll zoom back out again. Let me see here. So I could extract, because Roanoke Boulevard is right here. So I'll probably just go in this little area right here then. and see what I get out of this one. Because it looks like it's right in the same little area.
Yeah.
So let's see what we get out of this one. So we're doing 90 days, 66 months sold, and let's see what kind of data we get from that. I've been practicing day and night on this flip.
I see. Yeah, you know it, man.
I'm like, I refuse to be stomped next time. We good. I'm gonna zomp it out. All right. So we have our target property right here. Okay, so 9077. So it's 1,000 square feet. So what we'll do is 1954, 1,000 square feet. This is 3,300 more square feet. Sold recently, so we're gonna keep that in there. Then this one is 930, 1955. We'll keep that one as well. So all of these are pretty solid comps.
That one down at the bottom, it didn't. Okay, just didn't have a sales price, so it's good. Okay,
yeah, we could take this one out though.
Take
So
that one out. But then at 13,
we'll take this one out as well.
Yeah.
So right now, let me see here. Sales history.
They want full price.
Sales history. We have sold in 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just looking at 07. It sold for 61. Then it was listed in 23 for 199. And then it sold for 157.5. So pretty much they dropped about a $40,000 discount off of that one. Let's go to another one. Okay. Let's go look at the 123. Okay, bought it for 50, sold for 123, 105. Okay. All right. So if we're looking at these comps, and you said the seller's asking how much?
125K.
Full price.
They asking full price for that one. Ideally, if we're gonna, I don't even have to do much math on this. You really need to be around the 50K mark.
Yeah.
If you get it between 50 and 65, then it'll definitely be a deal. But right now they're asking retail. So then we got to figure out what's the condition of the property. Is it turnkey? What all do it need? So that's got to be the other part to it as well. But yeah, really, ideally, you want this to be around between 50 and 60,000 for it to really be a deal.
Would you at that point go into creative financing or?
It depends on the seller situation. That's the next part to it. So we got to figure out, retail. Yeah, I mean, if you're telling the seller like, yeah, I'll pay 125, as long as they open the terms. Yeah, but you just got to figure out what's his situation though. So yeah, it could be a deal. It just depends on what's their motivation and what's going on with the seller.
What's your
See, he's saying it needs no work. So that's why they ask in retail.
They're saying it needs no work.
Yeah, so that's why they ask in retail. That's why they ask in 125.
Yeah.
So now you just got to figure out what kind of motivation they got. Ask them if they're open to terms.
How motivated are y'all?
So for a seller like that, I'll go back and say, hey, look, I don't mind paying 125. Are you guys open to terms?
Going back to the Kmart, I think what happens is I'll do it too. You drive by an empty building and you think, okay, how can I make some money on that? But the first step is to get in contact with the person that could actually.
Yeah. Absolutely. The decision maker. That's the first step.
Yeah. Because I think that's the biggest hurdle, especially with a commercial space, trying to get in contact with the person that can make this decision. The next property, this is in Louisville, Ohio, and it looks like it's two properties, 106 and 108 Reno Drive.
So that's going to be a duplex.
Duplex.
It should be a duplex if it's right there back to back like that.
2 bed, 1 bath.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back to it.
Yep, duplex. Okay.
All right, let's go back to it.
And okay, you see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
So it's going to be, let's see which one pull up though. Let me put it to see which one pull up first. Let me see here. Let me clear this history. Let me clear clear all. Boom. I'm telling you, man. I want it. I want it. All right, let's see which one pull up. Is it going to be 106 or 108? Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's look at it.
Sold
in 22.
It's 22.
2022 for 185. How much is sellers asking for this one?
Oh, that was
225. 225. They just sold it for it.
You got a lot of thought in this, man. You didn't even have to.
You even don't need to do nothing on this. They asking retail.
185, yeah.
They asking retail on the duplex.
Yeah, see how long it was on the market. See, look at the show history on that. See what
I got you.
So
on the market, 125 days.
Yeah. Is that what they're saying? Yeah.
It sold in 21 too for 150.
Actually, it was listed.
Yeah, it took 89 days to sell it on the first go around in 21.
And then they sold it again.
Yeah, then they sold it again for 35,000 more. He ain't made no money. If he had a realtor involved, he ain't made no money on that. The realtor ate up all that.
It'd be like that. All right, what's next? But they asking retail, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for that, it's a duplex. Now we got to figure out what is it being rented for. Like you gotta figure out what's the
you didn't check out the rental comps on it, how to do that? You didn't use it for that?
Rent this one right here?
Yeah, You never done that?
No.
Okay, okay. Let's X that out right quick.
Okay.
And go back to the property and zoom into that area. So we can go a little wider area on it with the rentals. So you want to just zoom out.
Yeah. And by the way, he's saying one side is rented for $850 and the other side $950.
What that is, 1,800. What that is, 1,900.
850 and 950.
Yeah, 1,800.
Yeah, 1,800.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, normal lot. Well, and this ain't set in stone. A lot of people like to do 1% of the what. He's not even getting 1% of what he's asking.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do the rent.
Yeah, zoom out. Just zoom out. And zoom out a little more, maybe. Okay, and just draw you a boundary, pretty decent sized boundary in there, yeah.
Okay.
And then hit apply. Go ahead and hit apply.
I might have pulled up too much.
No. Go to sold. Go back up to where it says sold. No, you were good. You have to just change it to rent. Just change it to for rent.
Oh, for rent. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
By the way, Ty, we did explain novations on a previous video, but somebody was asking.
Yeah,
it was only $975.
Yeah.
So they rent it. They rent it at the right price point.
Yeah. Okay.
But so in our city, what we do is we do gross rent multiplier. So what it is that based on hold on, y'all. Let me get this real quick. Y'all do y'all thing. Hold on.
All right.
This is my contractor. Y'all do y'all thing.
All right. Just mute.
I'll be right back.
Just mute. All right. What else? What else we got?
Well, somebody was asking about novations, and I was saying, didn't we explain novations? They want you to explain novations.
And Chevy may know better than me on that. I've never done one before. And we'll do this here. So I think y'all can hear my thing.
The Chat GPT.
Yeah. Let me see. Do a new one. Explain novation as related to wholesaling real estate or just real estate investing in general.
Novation in real estate, particularly in wholesaling, refers to the process where a contract is transferred from the original party to a new party with the consent of all parties involved. Essentially, it's like replacing the original agreement with a new one, but keeping the same terms. Here's how it works in the context of real estate wholesaling. 1. Original contract. A wholesaler enters into a contract with a seller to purchase a property at a specific price. 2. Novation agreement. Instead of assigning the contract to a buyer, as is common in wholesaling, the wholesaler arranges a novation. This means that a new buyer steps in to replace the wholesaler in the original contract, effectively assuming the responsibilities and benefits of the wholesaler. 3. Consent. All three parties, the original seller, the wholesaler, and the new buyer, must agree to the novation. Once agreed, the original contract is replaced by a new one between the seller and the new buyer. 4. Release of liability. The wholesaler is typically released from all obligations under the original contract. The new buyer is now fully responsible for completing the purchase. Why use novation in wholesaling? Risk mitigation. Novation can reduce the wholesaler's risk since they are no longer part of the transaction once the new buyer takes over. Flexibility. It allows the wholesaler to potentially structure deals in more creative ways, especially if the new buyer needs different terms. In summary, novation is a legal mechanism that can be particularly useful in real estate investing when a wholesaler wants to completely step out of a deal, transferring all responsibilities to a new buyer while ensuring all parties agree to the new arrangement.
Sounds like it's a way where the wholesaler can get out of the transaction.
Okay, so novation, right? Yeah, you guys asking about novation.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one or two ways to do a novation, right? You could do it yourself, or you could wholesale. You could assign your rights and interests to an end buyer, right? So for novation, essentially, have you guys seen those shows like the like Chip and Joanna games on TV where they fix up the property, but the seller have like a budget that they want to put into the house, and they fix the property up and just give the property to the seller? Y'all never seen that show?
No, I've never seen
Chip and Joanna games on HGTV?
I've never watched HGTV.
I watch TV. Okay.
Okay. All right. So essentially with a novation, so let's just say you have a contract with a seller, right? And instead of closing the property out, you're going to fix the property and you're going to put it on the market to actually sell the property. That's one way. Or you're going to assign your rights and interests to an investor to do a novation for them to fix the property and put it on the market for you to make the profit. So let's just say you and the seller agree to $150,000 and the property needs, let's just say, $50,000 worth of rehab, and you guys are going to sell it back for $300,000. Well, once you're done with the rehab, you put the property on the market, you sell the property, the seller get their $150,000 and you get the difference. There's a power of attorney that's in play though, so the seller sign over their rights. As far as you have unlimited power of attorney when it comes to the property itself. So there's different paperwork that you got to put in place, so this way you don't get screwed over. But that's essentially a novation though.
Well, similar, I guess it will be a form of owner financing in the sense that they're going to give you enough interest in the property where whether you touch it or not, you can list it. That's where I'm confused at. I'm like, what makes that any different than if I just put it on the contract and then list it? You know what I'm saying? Just do an equitable interest listing with an agent. That's why I get confused on what's the difference.
Because you're putting money into the property.
Also, novation means you have to do. I guess novation is the part is that
you're rehabbing the property.
Okay, that's the part I'm missing.
Yeah, you're rehabbing the property.
Okay.
So you're rehabbing the property. So you're not just gonna put a property on the market. You're rehabbing the property. So the agreement is, we have the property on a contract. I'm going to rehab the property and sell it. You're going to get what you want, and I'm going to get the difference. That's a novation.
Yeah, I've actually.
But at the same time, there's no liability on the seller's part if anything goes wrong. It's still on the buyer. So the buyer is going to take on the liability and responsibilities when it comes to that novation agreement.
Gotcha.
So that's the difference.
Gotcha. Toka wants us to comp another property. Do you need to know what the seller is asking to comp it? Or?
No, you don't need to know what the seller is asking to comp it, but a lot of times you just want to have a general understanding of what's going on. So this way, if it is something that's a deal, you could go back to the seller and negotiate on your numbers and what you need. That's it. But knowing and understanding what a seller wants for a property is a great way to actually evaluate and comp a deal to know where you need to be at. Because let's just say the seller is actually 225. There's no work need to be done and you want us to comp it. They're action retail.
And the reason why I bring that up, because Toka puts in a lot of property. He doesn't put like any details. So we kind of want to know what the details are before we start comping it, just.
It can only help you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't others.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because it's gonna give you an opportunity to go back with better understanding of where you need to be to put a property on a contract.
But if you just giving us property that's just vacant, you don't know if the seller wants to sell it or nothing. I ain't saying it's wasted time, but it's wasted because that ain't gonna help your learning throughout the entire process of it. Because now we can give you some feedback on what to go back and negotiate with the seller. But that's why people like when I'm training people directly, they're like, well, I want to show me how to comp, and I'll show them, but it's like just empty space because you ain't gonna get it until we start taking live bullets. You know what I'm saying? Because what the seller wants will factor in. Yeah, we still need to come up with a number on what it'll sell for. We need to know all that. We know, but it just ain't the same when it's an actual deal that you're analyzing. We can come this blank property. Yeah, let's sell. We should probably offer this. But yeah, we should offer this. But what are the other factors going into it? Because it may not be a cash deal, but it may be a deal to do something else with as far as owner financing or something. Or whatever. So just
okay. They're saying now the seller wants 150K. Did I give you your address yet?
Huh?
No,
you pulling it up?
I don't think you did.
I'll look this one up too.
Okay, 675 Stanwick, Stanwick Road, Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep. Let's look at it. Y'all see my page, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay. All right, let's see what we're looking like on this one. It's a 2-1, 764 square feet. Let's see what we got.
150.
Gonna do sold, and a lot of action happens in Jacksonville. So there's a lot of buying activities. Buyers are really buying in Jacksonville for sure. Okay, so Stanwick is going to be right here. This little area right here. Nothing has been sold in that little area. But if we zoom out, nothing haven't really sold around that area, guys. So we don't want to go over here. That's too far away when it comes to pulling a comp. You want to stay within the same surrounding areas as far as what's going on. So right now, if we're looking at it, we really only have one property to do our comp against. And let's take this one off. So really and you said the seller is actually in 150?
Yes.
All right. So once again, what we're looking at is the seller acts in retail. So just to give you guys a general idea as far as what a seller will do, right? They'll do two things. They either ask their realtor buddy or they go directly to Zillow and they like, well, Zillow said my property is worth XYZ. So that's what I'm gonna put it out there for. So right now, based on what I'm looking at, the seller probably went to Zillow and was like, okay, I saw 4-1, so for whatever the case may be, I'm just going to put it out there at 150,000. So the seller's asking retail on this one, but ideally, so we're still just going to do the numbers, right? So suggested ARV on the smaller property, because this one sold, this one is 1,100 square feet and it's a 4-1. So this is a smaller property. So they're saying suggested ARV at 122. So ideally, you really need to be around 60, 70,000 for it to be a deal. Simple put.
Boom.
So right now, the seller is asking retail.
And Carlos Motri and Facebook is asking Flip, do we need any money to flip houses in the USA?
That's the whole purpose of that's the sheer definition of wholesaling. Wholesaling is a form of flipping that allows you to leverage the power of a contract by locating a great real estate deal, tying it up, and selling that paper, that contract, to an investor that does have the resources to purchase that property. They are basically paying you a get out of the way fee. So to answer your question, you do not need any money. It can be a $10,000 property or a $10 million property, $100 million. If right now, if I can get a $50 million of a property on the contract for $100 million, it's worth $100 million. But I can get it for 50. I can wholesale it just as fast as I can if it was a $100,000 property and I get it on the contract for 50,000. So the money is there. If you find a great real estate deal, the money is there. It just has to make sense. There's plenty of stuff for sale. Most stuff that is active that you can see for sale online, especially with realtors, those are not deals per se. Not saying they can't be negotiated into something, but that's what people get frustrated and just say this doesn't work. You ain't listening. Like, there's plenty of stuff for sale. A better way of putting it. At any one time, I did a video on it, but I saw the research. I already knew it, but I researched it. Okay, so if there's 100,000 property, single family property, just using houses in just, we'll say, the Birmingham market, 2 or 3 counties surrounding or whatever. Only 1 to 3% of those are ever for sale, like literally on the for sale. So now what happens to those other 97 to 99,000 properties? That's where our money is at. When you target the stuff online, you're in the crab you're in the barrel of crabs. A lot of people are after those properties, right? We're targeting the stuff no one knows is even for sale yet. A lot of times the owner doesn't even know if it's for sale until we ask them, is it for sale? So, but to answer your question, yeah, you can just find a great real estate deal and there'll be buyers for it. A great real estate deal. If we're just talking about pure wholesaling, like just a cash deal, the numbers work. There are other things you can do even when the quote unquote numbers work, but just to not confuse it. Yeah, it doesn't take any money regardless is the point.
I mean, 95% of people will list their property online. The other 5% is what we're looking for, right? So everybody will look and they'll go to a realtor. They want to list their property, but the other 5% of people is where we're going to make money at, because the property is in distress. The property needs work. They don't have the money. Maybe they're looking for a fast sale where they don't want to list it, right? Because they're relocating. All of these different. So it's all about the situation that seller's going into and then also what kind of buyers are buying in that area, where buyers are buying at. So those are things that makes a good wholesale deal. Buyers buying and sellers selling. As long as you catch both of those, you good. You got a great deal. You could assign it, and there's meat on the bone per se. You good to go.
And if you are on here right now, we have about 50 people watching. Please like, share. It's free. You know, it really helps out the channel. So I just think people just didn't know to like, share, comment, all that good stuff.
I'll tell y'all this one story. I had this guy that he hit me out of nowhere. He was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm in the area. I'm trying to wholesale. I don't know what to do." I said, "What city you in?" He's like, I'm in Natchitoches, somewhere, some backwater city or whatever. I was like, "Okay, great, man. Here's what you do. Do you have a car?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, get in your car. You know your area and your neighborhood. I want you to drive. I want you to pick out the ugliest properties. Then I want you to write the addresses down. I want you to go to this website, Fast People search those property ads, put in those property address. It's going to pull up the owner's information. What I want you to do is call those people and ask them, do they want to sell their house?" A week later, he hit me back and was like, "Yeah, I did it." And I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" "Well, I found a property. What I need to do next?" I was like, "Okay, here go the paperwork. Just put it on the contract. Put it on the contract." He's like, "What do I need to do next?" "You just got to find a buyer for it. Here's where you go to find a buyer." He went, found a buyer, made 10 grand in less than 3 weeks.
Well,
In the city I've never heard of.
Aaron Mickey on Facebook is asking, what is DOA?
Dead on arrival.
Is that a trick question?
No, he probably didn't know what it means. So I may need to.
Well, I looked up something when I put in DOA real estate and it says do a walkthrough. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The only DOA I know is death over auto-tune.
No.
Oh, is it deed of a assignment?
No, it's dead. I guess I need to change the title because I thought most people knew. Like, I watched too many cop shows.
Oh, you said that's the title of the video. Oh,
That's the title of the video.
It didn't hit me to just now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
Todd come up with these great titles.
That's a common. That's what I thought because most people know Dead on Arrival.
Mm-hmm. I guess I
was a real estate thing.
Law and Order and Chicago PD and you know what I'm saying, FBI. You know, I know what it meant. You know, just immediately Dead on Arrival, DOA.
We got another property.
Yes, but before I go to that, Alexander S is asking, do you all have a video on owner/creative financing? I think you do, but don't want to assume. I just need a better understanding of that process. Do you have one, Chevy? Or
What on owner finance?
Creative finance.
Creative is going to be state by state, right? So you got to understand your state laws. I did a deal in Michigan, sight on scene, subject to, ready to go, was good to go, and I went to go file the paperwork at the courthouse, and the courthouse was like, "Yeah, we don't do stuff like this. You got to do a land contract. You can't just do no regular subject to paperwork." So I had to go back and recreate the whole contract and put it underneath the land contract. So everything is state by state, but ideally seller finance subject to, it's just an agreement between you and the seller saying, "Hey, you're gonna pay this amount of dollars for this amount of time." That's it. That's a seller finance deal. And you have rights and interest of the property. You could think of it like you buying a car or you're buying a house, right? So you don't actually get the deed to that. You don't actually get the title to a car until you fully pay it off. It's the same concept. but you can sell the car long as you're selling the car for over what you owe on it or equal to what you owe on it, you can now get that debt out of your name. But the car company, they don't care where the money coming from, as long as the bills get paid, long as the bill is getting paid. And it's the same thing when it comes to real estate. Mortgage company, they don't care where the money is coming from, still is actually being serviced. And if you're going direct to a seller where there is no debt on that property, now you turn that seller into the bank. So now instead of you paying the bank, you're just going to pay that seller. So now they're the bank. You get better deals when it comes to dealing direct to a seller.
Alexander S is saying, also appreciate the foreclosure video. Got some time to put into action tomorrow.
Oh, he's talking about the one I released.
Great video.
The other day or whatever. Yeah, he's talking about that.
What did you say, Chevy?
Now I said that was a great video.
Oh, it was a great video. I watched it myself. Man.
Yeah, if you want to check it out, just look for I put the wrong one. Just look out for this let me see. Thumbnail right here. It'll look something like this. You just go to YouTube, do a search for Flip Man and look for this particular thumbnail. And basically what I did in this video took me a minute. Took me a minute to make sure it was going to work right, but just trying to leverage as many free tools and sites to give you guys another way to, because I know a lot of people, the budget, you might not have a budget for marketing or whatever. So if you have a laptop or a desktop, that's the only thing you really need access to. You can always go to the library, and if you don't have those, I think they still do that at the library. And but basically the video shows you how to use auction.com, ChatGPT, and then I provide the script to and then True People Search, which I ain't really think about it, but on True People Search, that is the person's address. Normally the people that you're targeting, they live in it, not always, but they live in the property, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you go to True People Search, it's that person, right? Now I did show them how to skip trace also, speed up the process, because having access to like PropStream or something like that or whatever, it does give you more insight about the property and the situation before you even call them sometimes or whatever. But it shows you how to target pre-foreclosures, which, hooking up with Chevy and the thing I'm going through with a house I'm trying to move or whatever, it just got me to thinking more. I put the video out on the hotel, the motel, the self-storage, land, or whatever. I hadn't really did one like this with houses. Well, yes, I have. Well, no, I haven't. To try to give you all a way to do that by leveraging some of this data out there, if you know what to do, right? And so if you got the time, and most people, well, we're all time wealthy, right? Mm-hmm. Normally, when you ain't got no money, you're more wealthy than me.
Right.
Normally. You know what I'm saying? That's normally how it works. So yeah, I gave you the platform. You just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just gave you the tools to do it. Now you just got to put the work in, and we're willing to work with you to try to put these deals together. I can show you right now. At any one given time, just to give you an idea, and I think it's more than this actually, just by looking at some other.
It was 8,000, I think.
Yeah, it was. We go to auction.com, and if you go under foreclosure, not all or bank-owned foreclosure, and do all locations, it's going to change every day throughout the day. It's the other day, remember, 8,800. Now it's 8,400. So those are some has happened. They've been closed on. They've been taken off of auction or whatever. So a mixture of both of those has happened in that time frame since we showed this on Monday. So it was like 8,800 on Monday, and I think the day before that was 8,900. Whatever. So it'll fluctuate. Sometimes it may be over 9,000 or 10,000 out there available. So, but basically the video shows you how to take advantage of all of that, right? And
so let me ask you, Ty, are these the bank is about to take these people's homes?
Yeah. They're pre-foreclosure. Pre-foreclosure means they have stopped making payments, and the bank the bank has felt they've exhausted everything at this point. We may still can save it. You can come in and save it, but at this point, we got to put it legally in motion to take this asset back to try to reduce our risk on the money we're about to lose. Because we gave you a loan with the intent of us profiting from the interest that you were going to pay on top of that principal amount, the amount that we gave you. Now you shown us you ain't gonna pay us, so now we got to put these folks on you or whatever. So that's pre-foreclosure. You still own it, right? Mm-hmm. It's just, hey, they got to do their thing.
I noticed a lot of those dates are like coming up.
Well, yeah. Once you build your list, you can filter that out. All right. Mm-hmm. So don't even worry, you can just easily filter that out your list or whatever. So, what are your thoughts on it? Be real, Chevy. Oh, we can't hear you. You muted.
I like that. Appreciate that. Thoughts on thoughts on the video that you put out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's a great video because, a lot of times when it comes to pre-foreclosures, the seller don't really know the type of trouble that they're in until they get that letter on the door, until the sheriffs come knocking, until they get them phone calls bothering them.
Hey, the sheriff knocking is over with.
But they don't understand just the levels as far as trouble that they're in until it comes down to the final like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And now they're scrambling. They're desperate to actually do something, right? So if you have a seller where an auction is 2 or 3 months out, they don't really care. They're gonna care when it comes down to like that last minute. And you can, Ty, you just had that situation where you was able to, prolong that.
We were days away. Yeah, we were days away.
Yeah.
And, and the guy, and a lot of times it just depends when you get them people on the phone with the lender, just depends on who you get that day. Yep. Some of them will be told out a-holes, and some of them will be very helpful, like this guy was, because he's like, we were about to get off the phone. He said, "Now you do know you can file." I forgot what he called it. Try to extend the what's the name, but you'll need to. He gave us the steps, so you're gonna have to show. Like where you can get the money from, that's going to be the most important thing, and how long it's going to take to capitalize on that. So basically, long story short, we had the person I know the person that with the struggle with the house, they were going to show that they had a CD that they could put up, right, or they could cash in to pay that amount of money, even though I'm the one that paid it. But so they got an additional 30 days. And I was being pulled to the finish line because I ain't been really fooling with houses like that, right? But because of the relationship I have with the person, they just was on me. And
okay. So that begs a question for me. Like you're talking to somebody, you got a buyer that wants to buy this house. Can you tell the bank that this person is about to buy the house? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
The bank ain't gonna get nothing about that.
Okay,
they just want their money. They want to figure out how can you pay, right? Yeah. So I've been on the phone with banks where the seller's like, "Hey, he's managing the property for me. He's able to speak on my behalf, and now I'm in talks with the banks, and all they're saying is how is this person going to pay? How you going to pay and how you going to get back on track? Yeah. That's it. How you going to pay and how you going to get back on track? I'll put that in my notes and I'll call you back. Right. I'll call you back. I'll put that in my notes.
We tired of talking. Let's see some.
Right. Yeah. I'll put that in my notes and I'll let your case manager call you.
Right. Yeah. You know that lingo. It's like, no.
I'll let your case manager call you. Right. So this way we'll be good. But if you just reach somebody that just pick up a phone and it's not your case manager, So now you're on the phone with the case manager, the one that's handling your case. So they're the person that has your faith in their hand.
Loan managers that they hear all type of excuses. So
of course,
they don't hear anything.
They didn't hear it all, and then some. You know what I'm saying? So, and I literally did it on the last day you could do it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
but they did extend it. What you're saying?
Well, we good now. You know, it's caught up.
Yeah, they got their money.
That was $9,300. It's
caught up. They got their money now.
Hey, let's get it.
We have it out there. We gonna get it back. But yeah, they got their money now.
So this is what it's gonna take me a second to upload it. But anyway, I won't worry about that. But to answer your question, so that just creates a wonder. Yeah, if the equity is there, like we was looking up on the private training I have on Wednesday night, we would just look. I was showing. I redid basically the same thing I did with the video, but with them I could answer questions or whatever. So we just started looking at a couple of them. So we looked up a guy up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He was 93 years old. So that's what True People Search said. He was 93. I think he owed maybe like 120 something, and the house was like the ARV was like 260, 270 or whatever. Like you get in touch with him. I don't know what didn't happen to my boy. You know, he might not even be living there no more. You know what I'm saying? The kid and two, they can't afford that, ain't in their budget. You just never know. But if you can get in, that one got the equity in it, right? Well, depending on the condition. I can't say that. So you could that's 100. What is that? 100 and what?
How large was it? What was square feet?
It was a big house. It was 3,000 square feet. So it can get it up, you know what I'm saying? But it's still going to be an opportunity with that much equity. And even if it wasn't in great condition, it still can, you know what I'm saying? So that's like ideal. He's 93. He done did it all, man. Like, hey, he done cheated the game. You know what I'm saying? He's 93 years old.
Not a care in the world.
Touch with him, though. Now, that's a good opportunity where a door knock was probably major, right? Especially if he's still there, right? Yeah. That's where a door knock would be major or something like that. You know, like so you taking advantage of him, he's finna lose the house. What is your solution? Like that what people say, you about to take advantage of. What is your solution?
Mm-hmm. I suppose it could be days away. It could be days.
What I supposed to just go up there and pay his thing up? My name is Tyrone Taylor, not Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have to be close to $1 trillion.
and he ain't got enough money to pay up everybody's. You know what I'm saying? Golly.
Somebody is asking. Lawrence Green is asking, is there a lot of action in the Houston area?
What, as far as what?
I guess.
Real estate?
Houston is fire.
Yeah, and all cities fire. That was like.
You just talked about the little small town that got made 10K.
Yeah, look at him. Let's just show. We like show and prove. We show and prove. We like second grade here. Show and prove. Visuals or everything. So we'll pull out the old Zillow and Zomps combination and just show and prove here. Let's see.
Just do the last 90 days.
Yeah. So
this to show how far Houston is.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up the Kingdom of Houston. All right, and now that put a boundary here. Let me I ain't even have to reset it. Still pull it up. Look at all that red. That's just stuff for sale now. So if I go here to more, it tells me there are now. That's everything. Though. Hold on, we just want to do houses. That's everything. So houses that are currently for sale is 7,500. 7,500 that are for sale right now. Let's look at what has sold. Now, what has sold, I don't think it does that way. Now, if I remove the boundary, but all that yellow means those. Oh, you said the last 90 days, right? So the last 90 days, you probably ain't gonna be able to tell the difference. Just in the last day, we can't even tell the difference. That's in the last 90 days. Now, if I remove the boundary, just look how it's just going to spread out over that market, right? So, are things happening? Yeah, trust me. And a lot of that yellow right there, there were a lot of wholesalers involved in these deals, and a lot of these were listed. A lot of these were listed now. That don't include the stuff that wasn't listed. You know,
yeah, Houston is a hot market.
Oh yeah. Texas, just Texas in general, man.
So let me ask this question from Financial Tech Daily. Says, is there paperwork you can fill out that will keep investors and buyers with bad ethics from undercutting your deal with the seller? Not saying it'll happen, but just to be safe.
Oh, it will
Memorandum.
happen. It's called a contract, and then you file a memorandum of contract.
Mm-hmm.
Your normal purchase and sales agreement, which you can text the word contract to get the one I give away, to 205-964-5243. And then you file that contract. It's called a memorandum of contract if you feel like that's the thing, if you want to do that.
I mean, I've been in the game for years. I've yet to file any of those, man.
I did it one time and wasted my money.
I've yet to file any of those.
I won't never do that again.
if you're dealing with good buyers and you know, and you're dealing with selling, the first part to wholesaling is rapport. You have to build a right rapport with a seller. There's a reason why a seller would do business with me before they do business with somebody else. And the biggest thing is the relationship. The next thing is the follow through, you being able to deliver on your word. And that's just based on how you communicate with that seller. But a lot of times the seller won't switch up unless they feel like your credibility ain't there. They don't know you from a can of paint. There's no relationship there. They don't even care about you. That's when they'll switch up.
And a lot of times, if you just, even though you can't close on the deal and you have to go back to them, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, but if you were like just being a nice human being, respectful, when they go to the next person, a lot of people ain't like that, you know, so they'll come back to you even though because they'll try to go sell to somebody else. They'll come back to you just because of how you treated them. That goes a long way.
Oh, yeah.
I preach that to people because either you're going to have that or you ain't in reality or whatever. Yeah. So, but just letting you know. So
that brings me to Kiddo Weirdo saying, I put a wholesale deal online with an agent that bring me deals to help them grow their portfolio and presence. And I get a cut of the seller and buyer side since they bring me deals, even though I might sell it elsewhere. Is that normal or okay if I'm finding my own buyers since it's technically on market again and not off market and they can see it?
So you saying you're doing this or you want to do this? There's a difference. Because if you're doing it, you ain't got to. If you're already making money on you educating us. You know what I'm saying? But if you talk about that's a possibility, yeah, it's possible. But you know, I guess you need to clarify: is he doing it, or you think that's where it should go?
I mean,
he's saying doing. He's doing
it. I don't know what. Hey, you killing it. You getting it on both sides.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, you just put the realtor in the driver's seat and you just collecting. I like that.
Yeah,
that's dope.
They call that pimping.
So let me ask you about this because I think it's a really good question about the pre-foreclosure thing. Do you think? Well, the question is, how do you find out how much they owe? Do you feel like people should go and find out what they're owed first before they even get somebody on the phone?
Well, let me start first, Chef. I know you're gonna knock it out. You just want to get it a sale. We're gonna figure out all that later.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be part of your questions. And a lot of times people really won't know. They really won't know, right?
No, I'm saying like PropStream, where you can.
Well, it'll give you an estimation, but they don't know. Somebody might have made a lump sum payment, but it's giving you an estimation based on what it should be, based on the term, the interest rate, and obviously the principal that it started with. It's just estimating it out just through just normal calculation. But we really don't know or whatever, because they may have had a period where they didn't pay and they put it back on the rear to as a modification, or like I said, they may have made a lump sum down payment. So we really don't know that, but you just got to get them on the sale.
Right.
We figure out all the details, throughout the process of doing our due diligence on the deal. But
yeah, because I think during your video, what you were saying is that get the person on the phone, get whatever details you can get, but if they're willing to buy, you can send it to us.
Sale. They really the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I call a lot of those people, and they like, huh? I don't have a.
They say what?
So whenever people send stuff over to the dealer, I'll reach out to people. I've been reaching out to them to figure out what's going on.
The contract people?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been trying to,
huh?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what's going on. So because remember, whenever somebody is talking to a seller, right? And this is so crucial because here's the thing: whenever you're talking to a seller, you have to figure out their motivation, figure out what's their timeline, figure out what kind of condition, what's their price. These are the basics to creating a deal, because you have to gather this information because it's vital to the next step, which is how we're going to go about putting the property on a contract and how we're going to put a buyer in place. The numbers are the numbers when it comes to wholesaling. Understand, you're not the one buying the property. You're wholesaling it. It's not your money. It's an end buyer. It's another investor. So from their eye, how they're making money. You as a wholesaler, as a middleman, you have to figure out where you're going to fit into where the numbers are going to make sense for you to make money. That's really vital. So you got to figure out what's the price, what's the condition, what's the motivation. All of these things matter. So this way you could break down a deal, put the property on a contract where it makes sense.
So earlier, were you saying that the people that you've been calling, it wasn't enough information on them? Is that?
No.
I think you're confusing the two.
Okay.
Chip, Torian was asking. Somebody asked a question about pre-foreclosures. Should we get what they owe or whatever?
Oh, okay. What the sellers owe?
Yeah.
By asking the seller, you get that information by asking the seller, and also you get their most recent mortgage statement.
Because if they're in pre-foreclosure, they're going to have letters coming in, but
okay.
So they still should have the statement coming in, and they're going to have the additional letter coming in with all the legal threats or whatever, or where they are in that process.
Absolutely, but the mortgage statement is going to break down. It's going to say, hey, you're in the pre-foreclosure stage. Yeah. This is what you need to bring to no current. If you need a reinstatement letter, call this number. That's it.
It's so important
to get that back.
Build up the rapport for somebody to feel comfortable sending you that information.
I mean, if they're motivated, they're going to give you that. They're going to give that to you anyways. But yeah, build a rapport. But if you catch a motivated seller, they'll ask you what all do you need, because I need to be good with this like yesterday. So the levels of motivation is going to make a big difference as well. So yeah, but in pre-foreclosure, those are your highly best motivated sellers. Period. Because they don't want to lose their house, they don't want to go on their credit, and they got to figure out what kind of options that they have.
And I haven't forgot about you, Lawrence Green and Toka. We have two properties that we can come. One is an infield lot. You want to do that one? The other.
It's a what?
An infield lot. But you know what? You didn't put the city and state. 6331 Beekman Road, but it's going to have a city. But it says in a lot. You got a house and then a lot and then another house.
Yeah, vacant lot.
Yeah. Let me see if I can look up the city. Oh, it's Houston, Texas. But you know what?
Non-disclosure.
How much is seller asking?
It didn't say. Did not say. That is Lawrence.
I got a buyer right now that's looking for vacant lots in Houston.
In Houston?
Yeah.
Well, if you're still on here, Lawrence, let us know what the seller is asking for their infield lot. And while we wait on that, I have another one from Toka. This is in Ouluslee. Well, that's the name of the street. It's Jacksonville, Florida. Another one in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, Loosely?
Yes.
Leslie?
What's the house number?
2508. Seems like we did that one before. So. But yeah.
No, this is the third one.
And they said they're asking $150K on that one.
All right. Let's pull that one up again. Let's see what's up.
You need to share your screen.
I got you. Here we go. Here we go.
He talking. He can be boots on the ground, but we don't know where you are.
He's at Lawrence Green. I think he's in Houston.
You think he's in Houston? Okay.
Because he's the one that put up the information, right?
Yes. Yeah, he said Houston, Texas. Okay, cool. How why were you put it on there? It's 100. Didn't I say 150K?
Yeah, he said 100. You said 150.
Okay, yeah.
And I gotta pull this. Let me see if I pull this up.
That's it right there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And they want 150?
Yeah, they're asking.
150. Right. But that's in Jacksonville.
Okay.
You can't always go by the Zestimate, but like Chevy said a moment ago, that's what they looked at or whatever. More than likely, that's probably where it is too. So, but we still tell you where you need to be.
All right. Okay, so we're right here with it. Let's zoom out. Move the boundaries.
No, the question I have for you, Lawrence Green, is that 6331 Beekman. We're trying to figure out how much that seller is asking for that infield lot.
So we're gonna do 6 months.
Some good activity in there.
Yep, very, very good activities.
Oh, he said he haven't contacted the owner yet. Don't know.
All right, here we go.
There we go, man.
All right, yeah, these are some good activities though. And the seller only asked for 150. That's good.
150, yeah.
At 150, this one might be a deal.
Yeah, this is a good question too. Phil W asks, Flipman, do investor base show buyers that purchase commercial?
Nope. Only multifamily, you know, but at which that's 5 units or more. So it'll show a lot of duplexes and stuff in there. So you got to make it the target, don't you?
Yes, I do. What was the property address again?
It's the 4
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
25.
Okay.
You're good.
So that's a bigger property, so that's good. So we're gonna take this one out at the 180, this one at the 880 as well. And then the year built is nice. Let's take away this 113 one. And we are gonna take away also the 1,000 square feet one. So these are gonna be similar in the comps in the year built, which is good. So really, we're right at.
Look at that one that's the top one there. It's sold for the
227.
Yeah. Let's look at it. Let's see what kind of renovation they did on it, if it shows it.
Sure.
They weren't on the market long at all. Oh yeah, they did their thing on that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You sold in March.
Yeah, they did.
So this is
so at $162 a square foot. Then so we're if we do that, I'm gonna multiply real quick. So what is our 17? What?
1758.
58 times 162. That says 284. I don't know if you can get that, but
You wouldn't be able to get 284.
But definitely probably 250 though. If they got 2.7 on that 1399 square feet, you should be able to get 250 appraisal. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. At 250, but that means they'd have to do an extensive rehab though. So I was thinking the rehab would be more than just, they would have to do high end, right? So even at, let's just say we have $40 a square as far as rehab. So they have to put in at least 50 to 70,000 just to rehab that property.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ideally, you really need to be under 100 for it to work.
And that's only making 10 grand. So, yeah.
Now, if you find the right buyer, you could definitely move it around 100 and 120, 130.
Yeah.
You just got to find the right buyer, though. So the 150. You said what? You said what, Flip?
No, I was saying I was just trying to reiterate. What did they want? 150?
They want 150.
Yeah.
Right.
So at 150, you have wiggle room. This is more of a realistic deal that you have wiggle room to negotiate with a seller because the numbers aren't too far off. So you just have to present it and make it make sense for a seller. So if I'm negotiating with a seller like this, it's like, hey, Mr. Seller, look, this property right here up the street sold for 230,000. Yes, it's a smaller property, but they put in high-end finishes into this house. So realistically, we would have to put at least bare minimum 70,000 into your property. So for us to sell it back at around 230 and we give you 150, that wouldn't even make sense for us. So really, realistically, where our numbers need to be at, if we're to give you, say, 110,000 and we put 70,000 into it, now we had 180. We can now make money on it on the back end where we're putting it back out there at 230. So that would be my negotiating power with the seller.
Somebody asked about needing.
Call me. We'll get on the phone with the seller and we'll negotiate.
You mean the last one?
I'll help you put that one on the contract.
Since they're so close.
Yep.
Gotcha. Golden Child says, I need that one-on-one, Flip Man.
You what?
One-on-one with you.
Oh, okay. Just text me on the number you see on the screen here.
All right. And someone asked, hey, Flip Man, I have a seller who is wanting to sell his property for 120K. He owes 108 and the lowest he'll take is 120. Can I try to get him to lower from the 120? The property needs about 30 to 40K in work.
Damn.
In Georgia.
What's the ARV? You know, that's
yeah, it really depends.
Yeah.
In Georgia?
Yeah, what part of Georgia?
At the 120, that still should be something solid. This all depends where it's at. Because he just trying to get from under that note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need more context, sir. We need an address.
And Verdon Hill, if you're in the Memphis market, get in contact with me. You know, you got some deals. You got some real deals. If you're in the Memphis market, let me see. The next property is in Ocala. Is that how you pronounce it?
Ocala?
Ocala. It's an infill lot, and they're asking 50K.
How big is the lot?
Oh, I'm about to give you the address. 6108 Southwest 155th Street.
Okay, Flip. So we're about to do a lot on Zomp.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Let's look at it then.
Okay.
And the last person that was talking about we didn't have enough information. He's saying the ARV was 215 when the guy was asking for 108.
Okay.
That's a deal all day. Even at the 120.
Mm-hmm.
Even at the 120.
Even at the 120. I'll say you should put that on the contract and put your contingents on inspection. So when it comes to land flip, what are we doing with this one?
All right, so go ahead and add it.
Okay.
All right, and then go do it like you normally would do. Just zoom out
Okay.
and just draw you a boundary. Yeah. Okay. So right there where the property, in that area, that's a good start. Just try to stay under that major street right there.
Okay.
Whatever. No, go a little wider. Go a little wider than that.
So I go over like over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, yeah. And go to home type and change it to lots and land. Yeah, just deselect everything. Yeah.
Okay.
And then just add those. Hopefully, it's enough there to tell.
Should be enough. 3. That's not bad.
Probably gonna be 2. I don't know what that was. It was 3. Well, go to zonk for land. The ending tab down there.
Boom.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one was ours? Oh, look like you got something in there from before or something. So you want to remove the Ohio ones in there.
Okay, I see it.
In Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And which one was ours?
This is 6108.
Okay, the bottom one.
Bottom.
Yeah. Okay, so these are around the same size lots, and so they sold around the same price. The one that's smaller, the 0.23, it sold for $37,000. Let's look at the history on that. Okay, so it listed for sales on the market for. Okay, so it sold fairly quick. So that's your number right there, right? So if
if you could be around 25,000-30,000, you can make money off this deal.
Yeah.
So if you could be around, even I mean, the seller wants 50. If you able to come in around, even around 20,000, 25, even at 35, you probably still could move it back at 40. So, but the number is going to be in the 35 to 40 range, though. For that one,
I would definitely try to get it in the 20, though.
Yeah.
What does the seller want? What does he want?
50.
Oh, okay. Now, if he just stuck on that 50, then you say, I can give you that price, but we have to do some owner financing, So now at that point, you try to make it easy for someone to buy it. So I would tell him 100 payments, $500 a month, right? No down payment. It ain't making him a dime right now.
It's just land.
Yeah.
It's costing them money.
Yeah.
Going back to the pre-foreclosure, what type of information is pertinent to get from that seller when you get on the phone with them?
Recent mortgage statement.
How much they owe? That's it.
That's the most vital information.
Yeah.
That's going to give you an idea as far as where you're at, how much they owe, what they're behind, what do they need to bring current, how much is the monthly note, what's the interest rate. And a lot of times an end buyer and investor is looking to take advantage of a low interest rate. So you can easily assign a pre-foreclosure to an end buyer if it's at a low interest rate. So 5 and below, you can move that all day.
Well, I think we got all the questions that's on here right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Lawrence was saying he hasn't contacted the owner, but I guess we went over that, so they don't know.
So Lawrence, this is a prime example of what we've been talking about, where it's better to do live, where you've actually taken the action and reach out to a seller, gotten their information, know what's going on, and now presenting it to us so where we could evaluate it. And now we're in the mix of far as where do we need to be at when it comes to the seller, because we have a better understanding of what's going on.
Would you advise somebody to try to determine what is a good price when they're talking to a seller before they call the seller.
If you don't get in touch with them, what do it matter?
Right.
Yeah, you'll waste a lot of time.
That means you want to evaluate everything that you have. That you're spinning your wheels. Get in touch with a seller. Take action. Get in touch with a seller. Fill out their motivation. Now you're able to see what's going on. Because here's the thing, right? A lot of times, whenever you're looking for deals, right? A deal is not a deal unless you get a seller on the phone and the numbers make sense.
A deal is not a deal. You get them on the phone and they want to actually sell. You know what I'm saying?
So we've been going deep, but having that initial conversation though is a step in the right direction, because you could turn a non-motivated seller into a motivated seller just based on your time that you're spending, right? Because you might call somebody today and they're like, no, I'm not interested. Now you got them though. You call them 3 months down the road, they like, I'm still not interested. Okay, cool. I'm gonna call you 3 months down the road. I've had deals where it take me a year or two just to do it, but we've made 10, 15, 20,000 on it. And it's just in that follow-up.
Yeah, I had a lady one time, she had getting this one of the postcard campaign. She held on to it for a year and a half. She said she knew she wanted to sell it, she just knew it wasn't right then.
Mm.
So yeah. Timing is everything, right? And we always say money is in the follow-up. So you got to get really, really good at your follow-up game, especially if you know somebody is motivated, but they're just not ready yet. And also make sure you're working on new leads as well. Don't just be stuck on that one individual, because that's when you're missing out on money.
Oh yeah, you can't fall in love. And you probably experienced it. When you deal with enough people trying to do this, they'll fall in love with a deal, a property.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, don't do that. The numbers work or they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's it.
Yeah.
Or you have a seller where you had it on a contract, you have the buyer in place, and then the seller back out. So now you on their ass, and you keep on calling. I got a seller like that right now. Hey, you ready? I'm here. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
But of course we work on new deals though. But yeah, you're gonna have those in your pipeline as well. It's just multiple ways to actually create income.
Yeah, it's time and follow up. Alonzo Lindsay is asking if he gets it down to the 25K, the last Ocala.
On that lot, yeah.
Would we do 50-50, or
See, that's Spanish for yes. Yeah.
Are you talking to the seller?
Well, he said he wanted 50.
Oh yeah, that's right.
150,000. So that means he's been in contact with them.
Yeah, that's true.
So
we say that. Well, let me back. We might say something online, so we say that. That doesn't mean that, So, but
if they know the asking, man. If you know the asking price, then you in talks with a seller. At least somebody that know the seller.
Yeah, you probably talk to somebody.
So something going on.
Yeah. Get them down to 25K.
20 is a sweet spot.
15 to be better.
Hell, let them give it to you for free.
Deed it over.
Oh man, you know what would be good when you get a property for free?
Yeah, no, tell me you $500 and you'll take it off his head.
Right. Just pay the taxes on it.
Yeah,
hey, I'll pay the taxes on it.
Yeah.
How much the taxes? Not out of 10 times for a property for a land like that, probably like about $1,500 in taxes, somewhere around there in Florida, Ocala. Taxes gonna be a lot.
So it's just costing them money.
Oh yeah.
So that's another way to negotiate. Hey, how long have you owned this for? How many years have you been paying the taxes? How much have you paid so far? Hey, how about I just give you back all that you paid on taxes? Give you money back. Sometimes the seller just wanted the money that they invested into something. So that's also another way. That's also a great way to negotiate with a seller.
Well, cool. Cool. What you guys got planned for the weekend? Any big plans?
I'm gonna go to the crib, little church thing we have every year or whatever.
For holiday? It's not no holiday. What is it?
Nah, it ain't no holiday. I don't know.
Just going to the crib. How about how long it take you to go from Birmingham?
It's 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Nashville from Memphis.
Yeah.
And Birmingham.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I guess we fizzled out, huh? Or
Hey, that was great. That was great. That was great information.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully somebody take it and run with it.
hope somebody learned something. If I'm learning something. But anyway, so really appreciate the guys, Torian and the Real Chevy, for being here. See, I changed the name on the thing too.
I appreciate that.
And but yeah, we should be back here on Monday. I may tomorrow do a thing with the guys over from Hive Mind. You know, they do land out in Texas. I may do a live stream with them tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. We sort of coordinate it right now just to comp some land, or so anyone can join us. Join us.
You mean the land portal?
No. These it's not the same outfit.
Okay.
But yeah, so may do that tomorrow. Sort of coordinate it now, so just look out for that if you're interested. So, but anyway, make sure you follow. You can see Chevy, the Real Chevy's handle down here at the bottom. Hit us up in all places. Ask Flip Man. Yeah, you want to check out that video from was it Tuesday?
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday that I put out. I think I had promised it for Tuesday, but I actually had it done Tuesday. And I can
put it out. You put it out early Wednesday morning. That was perfect timing though.
I said I could do better than that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually did it Monday, and I said I can do better than that. And so I don't know how good it was, but it was better than the video.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Very detailed, great information for sure.
Now the title is to get your attention. This is so that ain't like I ain't never did that before, but the title is to get your attention, obviously, and get you to get educated. All right. So anyway, so again, guys, we'll be back on Monday. Same bat channel, same bat time. For you all that old enough, you know what that means. We'll be back at 11 or 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9 on the West Coast.
Yes, sir.
And we will see you all on the FLIP SID.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash.